Good evening and welcome to Action Island, presented by FanDuel. We're previewing the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots tonight. I'm joined, as I am each and every week, by our panel of experts, Simon Hunter, Gilles Gallant, Vegas Refund. Reminder, they will give us their favorite bets for the night. After each round, we will vote on which bet we are keeping on the island, which bet is getting voted off the island. Why do we call the show Action Island? Because it's an island game. Even though it's very cold outside, we are thematically relevant. Darren Ravel, as always, joining us from the Action Network news desk with any market updates, everything we're talking about, all the picks, all the data, all the odds, all the research, available for free in the award-winning Action Network app. Reminder, it is week 13 of the football season, and what better way to start off the week than with a no-sweat same-game parlay from FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Whether you're new to FanDuel or already have an account, all you have to do is opt into the deal on FanDuel, and you'll get free bets back if your Thursday night same-game parlay doesn't hit. NFL same-game parlays are the perfect way to combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payday. Build your own or tail us with whatever SGP we come up with tonight. Boys, it's time to roll. Simon Hunter, what do you got?
Yeah, let's start off with one of the fan favorites, going back to it, under 43.5, or just under in general. This number has been moving up and down. It's a good number that we talk all the time about, the key numbers, right, Chad? This is a key number in a matchup between two divisional teams that they know what each other wants to do. They know exactly how these offenses are going to scheme it up. And you're looking for the other side of the over's been hitting lately. I know, I'm sure Darren's going to bring it up. They're on a little prime time. 6 straight overs have hit. We're due for an under, and this number is inflated just because of that. It should be closer to 41.5. They're giving us a free 2 points just because the public's going to bet this over. They've been betting overs, and it's been hitting for them. This is just a matchup between two teams that I don't like the over when it's outdoors like this. If it was an indoor game with Buffalo, yeah, I kind of go towards the over in those games. But we've seen Buffalo outdoors, they kind of slow games down. That's what the Patriots want to do as well. And this season, the Bills have actually been really profitable taking the under. 6-0 to the under on the road this season. And it's been covering by over 9 points. So the under's been good for betting this Buffalo team. They just slow games down. People think of them as such a high-powered offense where usually they actually are kind of slowing games down, really not scoring as much as they used to in the red zone as well. So 43.5, give it to me, that under. For the second play, anytime touchdown, I usually like to go with a kind of chalky play, but this week I couldn't pass on the value for Hunter Henry, anytime touchdown. It's been between 350 and 400 all week. That's a really good value on a guy that loves to score on Thursdays. He's played 6 Thursday games in his career, Chad. He has scored in 5 of them, including last week against that Vikings defense. He scored 1 and then got another one taken away that many argue is a touchdown. So he should have had 2 last week. He's just a really threat to every defense he plays in the red zone, especially. We saw that last year. He had 9 touchdowns with this Patriots team and Mac Jones. Mac missed a couple games this year, and we saw Hunter Henry kind of suffer and outscore. Since he's been back, he's been targeting Hunter Henry at 5 targets per game. So we know he's been looking for him. We know that he should bounce back and get more touchdowns as the season goes along here. So a guy that's probably going to score and get looks in the red zone in the 300s for an anytime touchdown, I'll take that anytime.
All right. Gilles, an anytime touchdown. He's treading on your territory, Vegas.
I love
it. We also got an under. Boys, let's make our bets.
Let's see.
All right, you know the drill. I'll say 3, 2, 1. You reveal. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! No surprise. Vegas and I on the under. Gilles, you went with your expertise. Hunter Henry, anytime touchdown. You lose. But you can certainly explain yourself.
Yeah, what a shocker. I took a touchdown pick. The Bills defense, Chad, tough. I mean, they're one of 2 teams that have yet to allow a touchdown to a tight end this season. But they have allowed 14 passing touchdowns this year, and 7 of those in just the last 3 games. And I feel like the Patriots are going to score via the air. I can't pick a Patriots wide receiver to save my life of who I was going to think to score a touchdown in this game. And honestly, Simon, he got me, man. Like, I'm usually pretty on top of touchdown trends. I did not realize that Hunter Henry had scored so much on Thursday Night Football. So kudos to him. He gets the vote for me because of that.
All right. Well, you're a sucker. Vegas, what do you got?
Honestly, I just like the under because I want the same game parlay to hit, and I feel like using the under as one of the legs is just gives us a better chance. Where I totally get Simon's reasoning behind Hunter Henry, but I just don't trust this Patriots offense for like anyone to score a touchdown. Which if I don't trust anyone to score a touchdown, it leads to an under.
Yeah, look, the under, Simon mentioned these things as an under started off like gangbusters to start the year. And the last few weeks, these overs have been hitting in prime time, but it's going to be very cold weather. Josh Allen still doesn't look right. He's going to be missing key pieces of the offensive line. They're going to be missing Von Miller on the defensive side of the ball, which obviously doesn't play to an under, but with the Patriots running the ball the way they do and wanting to keep the ball out of Mac Jones' hands to limit mistakes, under whatever the key number is going to be, that's the play. That's the win. Gilles Gallant, what will be the second leg of our same game parlay?
Yeah, so the consensus seems to be that the Patriots aren't going to really be able to do much on offense. I kind of agree with that. So I've got two guys on the Buffalo Bills that I'm going to present as guys that I think that could score a touchdown tonight. So the first guy I'm going to present is Dawson Knox for an anytime touchdown. Now, he only has 2 touchdown catches this year. Pretty integral part of this offense. And the Patriots, I mean, we just saw it last week versus TJ Hawkinson and the Vikings. They've given up 8 touchdowns to tight ends this year. That's 31st in the NFL. And from a recency bias standpoint, Knox has done pretty well against the Patriots. That playoff game last year in Buffalo, he had 2 touchdowns on them. He scored a touchdown in New England last year. And, you know, we're getting pretty decent odds as well. Over plus 250 I'm seeing right now for Dawson Knox. So this is the best odds that we're going to see for him all year. And we're also going to take another Buffalo Bill, and we're taking Josh Allen to score a touchdown because he leads the team in all rushing categories, at least the important ones that I care about: yards, first downs, and touchdowns. Now he's done most of his damage on the road. All of his rushing touchdowns have actually been in away games this season. And he didn't score last year versus the Patriots. They played 3 times, including the playoff game, but it wasn't for the lack of trying because he had 24 rushing attempts. He averaged over 8 yards per carry. He had 3 red zone carries. And we've seen the Patriots of how they've fared against dual threat quarterbacks like a Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields. They ran all over them and they both scored a touchdown in that game. So Dawson Knox and Josh Allen are my 2 choices to score a touchdown in this matchup.
All right, Simon in Vegas, let's make our choices. Three, 2, 1, reveal. Another split decision. Simon is trying to screw up our same game parlay. I like Vegas's line of thinking. We want to win the same game parlay. And so I am going with things that I feel like might have a better chance of happening. Simon doesn't care. He's all over with the anytime touchdowns. Go ahead, Simon, explain yourself.
Scared money don't make no money, Chet. That's
So
how I
true.
look at these things. I'm just trying to do big odds, and I like the tight ends this week. And Knox fits exactly what he's breaking down there. Of the Patriots just struggle against tight ends, and we've seen teams kind of take advantage of that, where they scheme it up to get their guys into motion, especially in the red zone. They get open. We saw it TJ Hawkinson last week. They had 3 different plays they ran just for him in the red zone against a Patriots team that has a tough time covering tight ends, and he scored on one of those. So in the same kind of element here of Knox, this is as good as it's going to get for him this season. Like, if he can't capitalize on this moment here, it's just rough for him because it's a good matchup for him. And Josh Allen usually takes advantage of bad matchups. So just like everyone else, he's got the numbers that can show that this team struggles against tight ends. So I see him looking for him in the red zone here.
Vegas, you like Josh Allen. What do you think?
I honestly like them both. Where if I'm playing TD props, these are going to be the 2 where personally I even have Knox 2 TDs actually at ridiculous odds for fun. But Knox is the best matchup. I totally get that. Knox and McKenzie probably have the 2 best matchups over the middle. But I don't want to give too much away, and it's almost a good segue to my next pick. But Allen is just the guy you can like trust, and that's just plus 200 for one of the more mobile quarterbacks and best quarterbacks in the league. It's an easy one for a single parlay.
Yeah, I look at this as the Patriots don't give up a ton of explosive plays. So there's going to be long drives. And if you're going to get long drives and get Josh Allen near the goal line, he's their primary rushing option. I just like the chances of him scoring a touchdown better than possibly anybody else on the Buffalo Bills. Vegas, you were trying so hard to transition. Go ahead. Make your picks.
So my first one's going to be Josh Allen over rushing yards, which right now I think it's at 45.5, which is probably the highest I would go. It was 41.5, I want to say yesterday or 2 days ago, where the two mobile quarterbacks, quote unquote, that the Patriots have faced, Lamar and who's the other guy? Fields, excuse me, where Lamar ran for 100 plus, Fields ran for 80 plus. They've historically been bad against rushing quarterbacks. And Allen has gone over this number in 7 of 11 games this season. And then the last 3 games versus the Patriots, he's rushed for 66, 64, and 34. So at over 45.5 in a divisional game that has the utmost importance with a team that is probably at the lowest in terms of expectation, where Allen's elbow, who knows the health, I just see him running more against a pass defense that is good against everything, but has struggled against the rushing quarterbacks. And then my second one is going to be Bills minus 3.5, which on Monday, this was 5.5. And to be completely honest, I'm more comfortable if it was 5.5 right now than I am at 3.5. But I'm going to stick to my guns where, like, I'm a Patriots fan. I have not been a believer in this team all season. But the Pats in the last 3 games versus the Bills, if you exclude the win game, lost to the Bills by 30, 12, and 29, and there's nothing that they've done this season that convinces me that they can go up against this elite Bills team. The quarterbacks that they've beat are Trubisky, Goff, Brissett, Ellinger, and Zach Wilson twice. And they lost to Lamar and Cousins and Tua, where this is very much a defense that just feels like the defense of last year. They beat up on bad teams and then get exposed against the elite. So Bills minus 3.5, which the whole quote unquote reverse line movement couldn't be stronger right now. I'm just going to stick to my guns and take minus 3.5 and hold my breath that Belichick doesn't come out with just destroying them.
So you said you liked it better at 5.5. You mean you liked the Patriots at 5.5 more than you like the Bills at 3.5?
No, like in principle, like the Bills at 5.5 in the reverse line movement where the Pats have been getting hit wasn't happening would make me feel more comfortable, if that makes any sense.
Got it.
I'm scared of like this line coming down. I don't know if it's the flu or what, but the line movement is implying that something is wrong with the Bills health-wise, or the really smart guys are on the Pats and we're all just fish.
All right. Well, let's find out who's the fish, who's getting cooked, who's not. Simon and Gilles, let's make our bets. 3, 2, 1, reveal. All right. Well, you got one guy who's with you. Simon, since you're with Vegas on this one, why don't you explain yourself first?
Yeah, the simple thing where he's talking about where the Bills just haven't looked right these last couple of weeks. I think they're on like a 5 straight no covering streak, and they've dropped a couple games in there as well. But I think the line has finally caught up to that. It's adjusted enough to this point. The line movement, to me, could be based off of the Von Miller injury and the injuries to their offensive line, which is no doubt a big deal going up against this Patriots team. But he touched on it. This historically, this Bills team has matched up so well against this Patriots team. They haven't really done anything to change that. That Justin Fields game, he could do whatever he wanted because they just had no linebackers and keep up with that kind of speed. Same with Lamar. Patriots were in that game. Mac was throwing against that Ravens defense, but Lamar just every time he got the ball was able to go down the field and score. So I'm totally there with Vegas on the fact that the Patriots, they dominate bad QBs, but any quarterback that's semi-mobile has just dominated this season. And we all know Josh Allen might have a bum arm right now, but he can move. So like both these plays, liked his over as well. But I just took the -3 to get, a little talking love for this Bills team.
All right.
The one thing I do want to mention last that I forgot, where the Bills were -2.5 at the Chiefs, and now they're -3.5 at the Pats. I know this is a divisional game, health, but it just you can't convince me that the Pats are anywhere close to the Chiefs.
Yeah, there's only a 1-point difference there for those who can't do the math. Gilles, you don't like the Bills -3.5, or you just like Josh Allen over rushing yards better?
I was going to say that. I was like, it's not that I don't like the Bills. I just like the Allen prop better, mainly because the trend of 7-11 of how he's done this season. It's not just this season. It's been dating back to the middle of last season as well, like 14-4 to the over on rushing yards for this prop number in the last 18 games for Josh Allen, including some playoff games, just showing that he tends to get up for these big games. His run rate on third down is up from a percentage standpoint compared to last season. So I just like Josh Allen be able to get this done because he's the type of guy that can get extra yards. You know, he leads the team in first down rushing attempts. So Josh Allen, to me, it just seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah, I'm with Josh Allen, only thinking about, I'm a little bit worried about this number. And I do think the Patriots have shown real challenges defending mobile quarterbacks, unless they all of a sudden decide they're going to start spying these guys, which they haven't in any other game up to this point. And Josh Allen likely to be the best rushing option for the Bills. On offense, Darren Ravel, what do you got, man?
Well, the first thing I got is an island theme. As you can see, I've blurred my background, so it looks like there are palm trees that are blowing. I've gotten a significant amount of blowback from not taking part in this island theme. And I want to let you know, over the past week, I've strategized how to get it going, and I think I've done a pretty good job, if I say so myself.
Let me just say that we're 13 weeks into this experiment. We really enjoy doing the show. If you had said to me before the season began, who is the one person that will not get involved in dressing up and looking stupid, Darren Ravel would not be on that list.
Yeah, very off-brand for me. I don't know why.
I don't know what's going on. And now it's like you're sticking with it, like you're, stubborn.
I just want to let you know that I'm in on the island theme before the season's over. All right, Bills minus 3.5, 77% of bets, 75% of money on the Bills. Total 43.5. Simon's mentioned the primetime overs. Now all of a sudden hitting after not hitting at all. 43.5, 67% of bets and 59% of the handle on the over, because the Bills, like the Kansas City Chiefs, are always over for the public. They're number 2 in total points per game, the Bills are. But let me just tell you this, and Simon talked about the 6-0 unders on the road. The Bills average 34 points per game, number 1 in the league at home, and they're 24.7 on the road. The only greater differential between home and road is the Detroit Lions, 12.1 points better on the road at home. Most bet props, Stephon Diggs, first touchdown, plus 550. Devin Singletary, anytime TD, plus 125. And Ramondre Stevenson, over 35.5 receiving yards, minus 110. And a reminder that you could start your NFL Week 13 with a no-sweat same-game parlay from FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Whether you're new to FanDuel or already have an account, all you have to do is opt into the deal on FanDuel, and you'll get free bets back if your same-game parlay does not work out tonight. NFL same-game parlay is a perfect way to combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payday. Build your own, or maybe one week we'll hit one of these things. Chad?
Listen, Darren, this is the week, my friend. I feel like Vegas got us off on the right foot. He was thinking strategically. He wasn't thinking big payouts. He was thinking, how are we going to build a 3-leg same game parlay that can put us in the money? As a recap, our SGP features the under. It features Josh Allen anytime touchdown. It features Josh Allen over his rushing yards. Check out the screen. You can see what the odds are. Make sure you take advantage of the no sweat same game parlay from FanDuel. Don't forget, our experts had some other bets as well. Simon liked Hunter Henry anytime touchdown. Gilles likes Dawson Knox anytime touchdown. And Vegas and Simon like the Bills, minus 3.5. This has been Action Island, presented by FanDuel. Follow us in the app, download it. It's free. It's award-winning. Everything you need, all the picks, all the data, all the analysis, all the research. Go get it. If you're following our same game parlay, tweet at us at Action Network HQ. We can all enjoy the fun together. Until next week, good luck.